What's up, guys? Welcome. Just giving everybody a few minutes just to kind of trickle in. Gonna be a short stream today, nothing crazy. Let's see here. What is up, guys? Welcome, Crypto FUD. Like I was saying, we just started. Today's gonna be, just a quick Sunday stream. I know a lot of people probably have stuff going on Sunday. Check out what we have going on for the markets and what we could possibly be seeing coming in this week. Hopefully, we're gonna see some kind of a reverse this week, right? We've all been really waiting. Bitcoin looked yesterday. Remember yesterday I said I was going to come out with another stream. We had an early stream yesterday, and I said I was going to maybe do another stream if we broke out towards 42. We didn't necessarily break 42, right? We run up to about 41.8, just short of it. It's all right though. So we'll just get going. We'll get started. Anybody that's late, they can watch, or later on, you guys can watch it obviously at any time. So a couple things. So with Bitcoin, yesterday was kind of anticipating some kind of a descending triangle going on right here, right? And we did see somewhat of a almost breakout. Wasn't anything crazy. One thing I was saying was, with it being the weekend, volume has dropped down. Obviously, it's a weekend. You're not going to see a lot of volume usually for weekends, right? For Bitcoin or crypto. Weekdays, we've been seeing a lot of sell pressure. We all know what's going on. We've had Grayscale, particularly, along with some of the big miners out there that have been causing a lot of sell pressure, right? Grayscale, they're doing it in the name of their ETF, just opening up liquidity for their ETF, right? And for the miners, what we're predicting is that a lot of the big institutional miner farms, right? They're selling off right now, not everything, but they're selling off big chunks of their Bitcoin that they've been holding on for a long time, due to the fact that we have the halving coming out here in April, which is technically less than 3 months away, right? So what they're doing is they're probably selling off a lot of their miners so they can accumulate more equipment, because whenever the halving goes in and it takes place, they're going to be basically, if they kept their equipment that they had right now, they would basically be doing the same amount of work, paying for the same amount of energy, right, for those miners to run, but getting half of what they're getting right now. So if they double up on their equipment before the halving, that means that they'll be basically accumulating the same amount of Bitcoin that they are right now. They won't see any kind of a price drop with their Bitcoin that they're accumulating. So obviously this is all speculation, so we'll have to see how it goes, because miners usually they usually will hold for a while, right? Obviously when we see highs, they're going to take profits and stuff like that, but right now we're technically not at a high, right? We're sitting around 41, 42,000. So the only thing that you can think of is that they're anticipating this halving, and they're most likely just going to be accumulating more equipment. So Rawls, thank you so much, brother, man. Welcome. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. I know you're across the pond, so I'm sure it's probably evening time over there. Thank you so much for the €2. I appreciate that, brother. See him. What's going on? Saying, looking at my portfolio, and it's saying that the Family Guy, where's my money? BP was saying, oh snap, we are here live. Let's go, Milady gang. My boy back with another banger. Did you watch that Ravens game? I did watch that Ravens game. I did watch it. We kind of knew the Ravens were going to most likely win, right? We most likely knew they were going to win. Ravens are the team to beat right now. I have today, we have the Bucks game going, right? We're hoping for the best, but if the Bucks don't clinch this win today, I'm already predicting most likely it's going to be like the Niners and the Niners and Baltimore, most likely. I believe that's possible, if I'm not mistaken. Because, yeah, that is possible. Because if we beat Detroit today, we're playing the Niners, right? So we'll have to see how that goes. But definitely a good game. In the Green Bay game last night wasn't bad at all either, too. I mean, that was a pretty close game. BP said, hit that like button. Let's go. Hit that like. We got 13 people here. 4 likes. Come on. Let's go. Eller, what's going on, brother, man? And Alec, what's going on? What's up? Ben, what's up, man? Been watching your streams for a bit. First one caught live. Nice. Thank you so much for joining, man. Alec, where are you from, brother? Are you from the States or are you from another country? Let us know. We have a lot of people across the pond that watch. We have some people from Canada, Australia, all across the world. So it's like whenever I do certain streams, I know it'll be like 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in America, but over on the other side, I'm sure it's probably like in the middle of the morning or whatever the case is. So I don't blame if you can't catch the streams all the time. But I appreciate you being here for sure. So let's see here. BP said, damn, today's game's going to be good. I hope for a close game tonight. The edge of your seat kind. I don't. I hope we get a blowout. I hope we go up to Detroit and we blow them out. Oh, Alex said he's from Florida on the Treasure Coast. Nice. Yep, I'm over here in Tampa area. So, and Mark was saying he's over in Wales. Nice. There we go. Cross the pond, just like my boy Rawls. So let's see here. So just looking Bitcoin. So like I was saying yesterday, you guys remember the stream if we caught it. We were calling for some kind of a move towards the upside. We did see, but if you almost can see like this little mini M kind of pattern played out, and that's why we kind of dipped below. You can see we did jump up towards 41.8. Bitcoin is trying. It is trying right now. It really is trying. That's why I'm not worried. I really am not worried about anything. You have a lot of these people calling for like these crazy numbers again. It's just, like I always tell you guys, it's so funny how people get so bearish so quick, right? 1 week they're just like $100,000 Bitcoin incoming, and then it's like we have some like hard times within like a week or two, and it's like the same people are like $25,000 Bitcoin incoming. You're just like, bro, they're all over the place, right? They're all over the place. So it's like best to just kind of, whatever you believe in, right? Obviously, looking at some of these charts, it does start getting a little, not worrisome, but you get into either these boring modes or you get into these modes where it's just like, it's like, do something, right? Do something. But, a lot of times when we get into those periods where it's like real stagnant, a lot of times you'll see a drop, right? So it's like, that's why I always tell you guys with Milady particularly, I just like whenever we see those drops, I'm just taking advantage of it. I'm going to keep adding to my bag because long term, we know what we're holding here, right? We know what we're holding. It's so funny because everybody is just literally calling Milady like the next Shiba, right? So don't get caught up on the whole Myros and all the bunks and all that stuff. They're going to be big players, I think, but they're not going to be what Milady is going to be, right? I think Milady is going to be one of the top meme coins in this next bull run for sure. And the fact that we're sitting on $42 million market cap, we're so small right now. And the opportunity for gains is going to be so tremendous compared to a lot of these other projects. A lot of these other projects already have billion-dollar market caps, So, I mean, what are they going to do in this next bull run? They're going to jump up maybe like 2 or 3x. Versus something that we have a $40 million market cap. It's a freaking 20x for us even to get to $1 billion. So imagine we get up to $5 billion. You're talking 40, 100x, something massive. So for me, I'm just dollar cost averaging in. I already hold a solid bag and I'm going to continue to add. So Eller said Brazil here. Nice. Dude, that's awesome, guys. We're like literally Eller's in South America. We got people over in Europe, over in the UK. Like I said, if we wait, I'm sure we'll have a couple people that are in Canada and stuff like that. That's pretty dope, I think it's pretty cool that, we have this platform, even though if you agree with it or not with YouTube, but we have this platform that we can all kind of just find a meeting spot. We're across the world, but we can connect with people that that are interested in things that we are interested in, right? And that's this crazy thing called crypto, right? Now looking up the bubbles for the daily looks good. It honestly looks good. It looks like alts are trying to rebound, really trying to get back up there. nothing like no explosive, anything that I'm looking at right now, nothing explosive. Dogecoin actually coming out of nowhere with the 8% move right there. That's pretty good. Let's see here. Anything else that's kind of blowing up? Arbitrum. I don't know if Metallica's in today. He commented earlier and he was saying that because you guys know that Milady is on Arbitrum. It's on Ethereum, but it's also on layer 2 Arbitrum. So we want to see Arbitrum do really well. It's basically gonna help out Milady because of the fact that it's on its ecosystem. So I'm always monitoring Arbitrum. And you know one thing about Arbitrum, and I'm gonna pull the chart up real quick. I actually am looking to snag up some Arbitrum because I think that Arbitrum is going to be a solid layer 2 coming up in this next bull run. So I'm kind of waiting. I have right here is what I'm waiting for to see if maybe we're going to see some kind of a dip towards $1.60. That's where I'm going to start accumulating some Arbitrum. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. But as far as Arbitrum layer 2, I think this is going to be a solid ecosystem that they've already built. Because if you go and look, and we'll go and look at the this is DeFi, right? DeFi world. You can look and see like for volume for Solana particularly is at around 400. Arbitrum is around 200, right? So it's like almost right there with Solana. Solana's like honestly been the number one DeFi. Obviously Ethereum has picked back up, but there was a time a few weeks ago where Solana was number one. It was like $1.5 billion for 24-hour volume. Ethereum was at like 900 at the time, right? You can see all of DeFi has cooled off though. But Arbitrum, what I'm getting to is you know, they're building, and you can see they're up there competing right there at $200 million, the fourth in line as far as ecosystems for DeFi. So Arbitrum is a project to keep your eye on, and we definitely will continue to monitor Arbitrum for sure. So let's see here. Warren was saying Solana chain prints, y'all. Did you buy in on prints? You know, I was looking at it when it dropped a few days ago, I think it was. Where's my DeFi right here? Let's see here. It's probably going to be what, like the top. Whoa, why is it pulling? Oh, okay. Is it right here? Is this it? Print? I believe this is it. Definitely looks pretty good. All the DeFi, I swear, every time you go into DeFi and you're like a couple days late, they all do this double top right here, right? They always do this double top because you have these people that come in and make these massive gains, and then they kind of sell off, and you'll see, you know, some people always willing to buy that dip, and then you'll see the rest of the people that were down here sell off again, so you'll get that nice double top every time when you come into these projects, right? Always. I was like being a stalker, and I'm looking on DeFi because I've been all in Solana. You guys know that I've been stalking, and I'll look at some of these wallets that these people are buying in on, and like, look, you can see the top traders for this project right here. Let's see here. Some of these people, these gains are insane. None of these look. Wait, bought. Look at this. Look at this for print. This wallet right here bought $5,000 worth of print and sold $100,000. Isn't that insane? Look at this. This person bought $68 and sold $90K. Oh my God! What are we doing around here? This person bought in $3. This can't be. This cannot be. If this is true, these guys are freaking. This is Robert right here. $3 and he sold $81,000. That's insane, dude. It almost makes you want to just go through a lot of these projects and just throw $5 in, throw $5 in, throw $5 in everywhere, right? And just see what sticks. It's insane what's going on Solana. It really is. It is absolutely insane. Let's see here. James, have a good one. Enjoy the day. Same to you, brother, man. Eller said, what's Milady's market cap on CoinGecko? We can look up CoinGecko. I don't usually use CoinGecko as much. They'll give such, like, CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap will give such conflicting, see how the market cap on here is $51 million? You see this? $51 million, but if you go over to the market cap on CoinMarketCap, it's $42 million. I think, okay, now I see what's going on. So if you see the fully diluted market cap, which definition, the market cap, it's basically fully diluted, means it's with its max supply, right? With the max supply, instead of using just the circulating supply, it's using its max supply. It'd be at about $50 million market cap. So that's what coin market cap most likely is using. As far as, yeah, they are, because you can see they're not even, they're putting their circulating supply at the max supply as well. So I mean, it's pretty much, I guess, the same, you can see, but $51 million is pretty much what they're calling it as far as market cap, which, I mean, dude, that's still $50 million market cap. Just imagine that. And if we do anything what Shiba did, bro, we're talking about, if we just do half of what Shiba did, which was $20 billion, we're talking about a 200 to a 300x from where we're at right now. Crazy. So let's see here. Flip, what's going on, brother, man? Welcome. Free was saying, what's going on? Dropping in before my run. Remember, people didn't believe in Doge, Shiba, Litecoin, and of course, Bitcoin. Look what happened. Exactly, brother, man. And Kevin was saying, do we have time to still buy after the halving? What do you mean, Kevin? Buy what? Do we still have time to buy what? Because I mean, the halving is not until April, so you still have 3 weeks and 3 months until the halving occurs. But nothing is going to be taken away. Like, I mean, anything that you have an opportunity to buy in right now in your jurisdiction, you'll still have that opportunity to buy before and after the halving. The only thing that changes, so when the halving comes, right? When the halving occurs, it just basically means whatever the miners are mining right now, they're gonna be able to get half of whatever they're mining. So right now, if they have, let's say you have 2 miners. I'm trying to just put it in simple terms. Let's say you have 2 miners, right, at your house, and you're mining Bitcoin, right? And whatever you've been getting right now, after the halving, it's gonna go in half, right? So you're gonna still have the same miners, but now the most you're going to be able to get from those from the profits or whatever you want to accumulating from your miners as far as Bitcoin is going to be half of what you were getting just before the halving. So I hope it didn't confuse you. So basically, all it means is it cuts down the rewards for Bitcoin for the miners in half, and that's how it pretty much makes it a deflationary asset. Even if it's not deflationary yet, what it does is long term. It pretty much slows down the amount of what the miners can mine, and the reason is because they want to draw it out, because there's only certain amount of Bitcoin in total supply, right? And I believe 90% of it's already out in circulation. So the rest of what they have right now, it's going to take 100 years for the miners to actually be able to mine all that Bitcoin. But that's what draws the price up, because now there's less going into circulation. So you have a 90% in circulation, probably 90% of it's all bought out, or 85% of it's all bought out. You have very little bit left that's actually on exchanges for to be bought. And then on top of that, now you have half going into circulation as the miners are accumulating their Bitcoin or whatever the case is for the transaction. So it's basically like an equation of whatever you're getting right now divided into 2, right? Whatever they're getting right now as far as whatever they're mining, no matter how many miners they have, if it's 1 or if they have 1,000 miners, right now, if they keep that same amount of miners, after April, they're going to be accumulating half of the rewards that they're getting right now, right? And it'll continue to do that every 4 years. It keeps happening until the last Bitcoin is mined. And that's going to be in 2150, I believe, is when it's going to happen. So let's see here. Wayne said, I am poor. No more cash. What's Caspa chart looking like? It's all temporary, right, Craig? It's all temporary, bro. So Caspa's chart, what is it looking like? Well, I mean, nothing crazy, right? It's sitting above its 200-day. It's kind of just, it looks like almost the same as every other chart right now. It's at least sitting nice above its 200-day, so still looking bullish. Kind of sitting in a channel. you can kind of see, right? You can see that it's kind of just been sitting almost, it breaks out obviously above this channel right here, but you can see for the most part it's been kind of just sitting in this channel. You can see it's basically been finding that support right at that 9.7 cent. So I think a lot of projects are all looking like this, and eventually I think hopefully if we see some kind of a maybe just still chopping around, we might see some kind of dips here and there, right? We might see some dips and some cool offs like you've seen where it broke out of the channel a few times. Those would be solid spots to buy. Anything if it drops down towards this 9.7 cents, it's probably a solid spot to buy and just to keep accumulating. But I think we're gonna be approaching these next couple weeks where we're gonna start seeing some excitement in the market. I think a lot of excitement's gonna be coming back, and hopefully we'll see some price movement as far as for all our projects. I will say, looking at a lot of these projects, Milady, honestly, I'm telling you guys, Milady it's been just holding really well. You guys see yesterday we almost broke out above the 60, which who cares, right? But the fact that we're still seeing times like this where it's just like it will go in these channels and it just wants to break out. You can see it's like it's just waiting for the opportunity for Bitcoin, really, because we're at the mercy of Bitcoin. Really, for Bitcoin to get back, get its stuff back in together, and really Bitcoin to start moving back up towards 45, 46. And if whenever we get up towards that 50,000 mark and start breaking these new local highs, you're going to see Milady, might not be immediate, but you're going to see Milady really start taking off, because look at the comparison for Bitcoin and ladies. Orange, whatever you want to call this, orange, like light red, is going to be your Bitcoin, and blue is going to be Milady. You can see that Milady is really kind of been outperforming Bitcoin in a way, but it's not really going to really take off, right now, because it's at the mercy of Bitcoin. But you can see it's really been kind of just going together with Bitcoin, the chart. So when Bitcoin really starts waking back up and starts moving, that's when we're going to really see ladies explode. And I think it's going to be one of these moves where we're going to just be like, we're going to be so bored and just so like, oh my God, ready to pull our eyes out, right? And then out of nowhere, the market's going to come back alive and ladies is going to shoot 100%. Like up 100%, like out of nowhere. And then we're going to be back up and running, right? Back up and running, because that's how it works with a lot of these projects. Well, crypto particularly. So let's see here. I'm just looking at some of the posts on CoinMarketCap. You can just see all the green. Everybody's pretty much just so bullish. I don't know what this person was just saying. It says, ladies just found and now trading on exchange, setting up buy orders. I don't know what the hell they mean by that, but a lot of people are still talking about Binance listing soon. Binance listing soon. You guys know what we've been talking about as far as Binance. I think the Binance, it has its eye on Milady, but until we can start moving up and the volume starts moving up on Milady, I don't think they're gonna really they're not gonna list Binance, or they're not gonna list ladies yet. When ladies starts having these days, consistent days where we're trading, with volume 20, 40, 50 million, days consistently, that's when they're going to want to get their hands on Milady and drop it onto their exchange as a listing, because remember, exchanges make money off of transactions, right? Buys and sells. They're going to make their little profit off of each buy and sell. If a project, their volume is very low, like almost all the projects right now, volume is very low, but you go to a project like Milady where the market cap is so little, and you see these days where we have, like today, we're down 7% on volume. We're at $2.4 million. They're looking at it as, and that's across the whole board with like 20 different exchanges. So they're looking at it as if they drop Milady's on right now, they're probably only going to be, transactions of maybe a few $100,000 right now, possibly. Could be more, because Binance has the most users as far as crypto. So I would imagine if Binance was to drop Milady's today, it would probably be number one exchange for transactions, is what I think. So someone was asking, Paz was saying, when is the bull run happening? Obviously we don't have exact dates or anything like that, but we're anticipating that in these next few weeks, these next few months, hopefully weeks, that we're going to start picking up. We have, like I keep telling you guys, we have the halving, which is always a very, very bullish thing for crypto. We have that occurring in April. We also have interest rate cuts coming multiple times this year. U.S. interest rate cuts, very bullish for the markets. With little things like that, and I'm sure there's going to be other little news articles or whatever that are going to circulate in between those that are going to be bullish, that are going to help this market. But 2024, and we have a presidential election coming up at the end of 2024, which usually they like to have the markets running pretty well, because especially you have the current president that's going to be running again. They want to make sure they can run off that. If a president's running and the markets are down, like really bad, doing bad, they're going to, that's not a good selling point, right? Because then people translate, how the, particularly the stock market's doing compared to the economy, right? So they want to make sure that the markets are doing relatively good, if not doing really well, because that's a selling point for them, saying, look, I'm doing great as a president. The economy's doing great. NASDAQ's at an all-time high. The S&P's at an all-time high, right? One day they're going to be saying, look, Bitcoin's at 150,000, right? Right now, they can't say that because they're all in bed with the banks, and the banks are absolutely terrified of crypto right now, right? So they can't really mention if Bitcoin is up at $100,000 during the presidential election. They're not going to mention that, but that's a whole nother topic, right? We won't even get into that. But to answer your question, Paz, I'm anticipating this year is going to be a very good year. Hopefully we, like I keep saying, we'll get back on track, and we really just continue to keep this upward momentum going, and we see some big price actions occurring with all your favorite cryptos and alts right now. So definitely. And then they also asked, Paz, is crypto going to go down more? We always, we go up, we go down, right? There's always the opportunity for any of that. But if I was to say, if you ask me, do I think if there's going to be any more pain in the market? Absolutely. I always think there's going to be more pain. There's always going to be pain in between the gains, right? There's always going to be pain in between the gains. So there was a charts that I was looking at, and right before we always go into a massive bull run, there's usually like a 20% drop out of nowhere, right? Right before the bull run, so we haven't really seen that happen yet, right? We've been moving. People are anticipating maybe at least a 10-15% drop, and the whole market scare out all those paper hands, and then boom, we start taking off. So if that's going to happen, it's most likely going to happen before the halving, most likely, right? Remember, we only have 3 months until the halving. So for that to play out again, as far as like us having some kind of a 20% drop, particularly for Bitcoin, 10 or 15% drop. Remember, so I'll show you guys the charts right now. So Bitcoin right now, if we were to see some kind of a 15% drop, why the hell this isn't my chart? Hold on here. I clicked into the wrong thing. I was like, what the hell? So if we were to see a 15% drop, let's just say from where we're at right now, 15% would be somewhere right at these lines that I've been telling you guys that. This is 16%, but that would be somewhere around $35,000, right? Now, imagine $35,000 comes, right? That's going to spook a lot of people, right? But then guess what happens every time? We bounce, and this is usually what the charts look like. Something like that, where we'll go down, we'll drop that last final drop before the massive bull run starts, and something like that will happen where it'll just basically spook out anybody that is not built for this. They will sell off and be terrified because everybody will be screaming that we're going to 5,000, 10,000, we're going to zero. Everybody's going to be selling. Not everybody, not you guys, but I'm just saying, people that are just spooked, right? They'll get spooked out. Sellers will be overwhelmed. Buyers will come in, scoop up that $35,000 Bitcoin, especially these big institutions. Like, you think that Grayscale right now, they've been moving billions of dollars of Bitcoin, right now at 42. You think if we drop down to 35, they're not going to accumulate? Whew, they'll probably throw that billion right back in and have even more Bitcoin than they did before, right? Because that'll still leave them with a lot of liquidity, and they'll be able to pick up their position right back. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Something like that always happens. Always happens. Always. We'll look right here. Let's look back for Bitcoin. Let's see. So you guys see for Bitcoin, this was back in 2020. Told you guys, 2020, I started buying in. We jumped up to about $42,000, and you can see at the top from here, we dropped down 30%, guys. Look at this. Back in 2020, we dropped 30%. You think this didn't make people shit their britches right here? People were probably terrified once this 30% drop out of nowhere. It wasn't a one-day drop, right? You can see some of these were some solid red candles, but this is what I'm telling you guys. We saw this massive drop from 42 down to about 29. Everybody thought it was all over, and then what do you guys think happened after that, right? What do you guys think happened after that? That 29, Bitcoin jumped up 100%. That was the first move. 100%. Another drop. 25%. Dropped down to about, what is that, 43? Went all the way up to 58, 43,000. What do you guys think happened after that? After that big drop? New high. Jumped up 42%. So you guys can kind of get the gist of how it goes. This is how the markets go, right? This is how it goes. I always tell you guys, we need to sometimes hit some of these dramatic drops and these dramatic prices to really overwhelm the sellers, and it basically incentivizes the buyers to come back, right, and buy at a fraction of these prices, and that's what happens. The buyers will take over, and we make new highs. So the point of what I'm bringing all this up for is we haven't really seen a massive drop like that. We haven't seen a massive drop like that. So to answer the question after 20 minutes of me going through that rant, but I hope you guys can see that it's all natural. It happens. All I can say, because you can't stop these things from happening, right? You can't stop them from happening. You can kind of plan accordingly if you want to time the market and try to grab these tops and then hopefully sell out and pray that we do a drop like that. Because things don't always work out exactly the same. History always rhymes, but it doesn't repeat itself exactly, right? So it'll mimic kind of what we've gone through, but maybe this run will be a little bit different. Maybe we only see a 10% drop, Maybe we see only a 10 or 15% drop, and then we just shoot all the way up to all-time highs. Something like that easily can happen because we're in a whole different realm as the crypto space now. We're back in 2020. No, even back in 2020, I'm sure a lot of you guys probably weren't in crypto. I was just getting into it, right? We all knew about Bitcoin, but none of us probably were involved in it. Some of us maybe, but most of us weren't. And what I'm saying now is the space is so much bigger. So we might not see such a big drop. Maybe we see even a bigger drop because we have a lot of new people in, right? There's so many different ways you can look at it. But the point of the story is that we get these nice drops. It honestly is going to be healthy for Bitcoin and the crypto market. Now, let's look at this scenario. We make this drop right here, which was what, a 15%, 16% drop. Let's say Milady's is at where it's at right now, right? We see a 15% drop for Bitcoin. We're most likely going to see a 30 to 40% drop on Milady. It's just the way it's going to work, right? Because Milady's market cap is so small, it's going to be a lot more dramatic. So we could see prices back towards 34, right? We could see prices back at 34, which would be honestly a dream. Would be a dream, right? And you're like, what? Us going down 40% is a dream? Yes, because if you guys know what this thing is capable of doing in this next bull run, if we get the opportunity to buy on a 40 or 50% discount, I am going to 3x my position. I don't know about you guys, but that's when I'm gonna finally get up to that 100, possibly 200 billion mark for Milady, right? Because I know I'm gonna be taking advantage of that for sure. So, with that, it is what it is. Like I said, I have a good bag. If we just start shooting up right now, would be perfectly happy. If we go down, like I said, that scenario, it's rough to look at. Right? It's hard to kind of, see your portfolio down 50%. But I've gone through all this, and I'm telling you guys, It is going to pay off in the long run. What do we always say? What's the number one word? What's the number one thing we always say? Patience. Patience, patience, patience. Don't get spooked out. Patience. It's always going to pay off for us. Let's see here. If BTC didn't break through 42, any ideas? Honestly, I'm not too worried about it for right now. As far as us not breaking through the 42 yesterday, I think I'm going to move this over a little bit. As far as for today, if you look at the volume for today, the volume, because it's the weekend, right? It's the weekend. It was Saturday, today's Sunday. It's down 30% for volume. So I think as we get into these weeks, we'll have to see how it goes. If we can finally get Grayscale to stop selling so much, and moving Bitcoin, I think we're going to start seeing us start moving back up, and we'll probably break 42,000. 42,000 is not really much to break, right? Especially when we're sitting at 41.6 right now. We'll have days where we will easily jump up a few $1,000s like nothing. So we're really, right now where we're sitting is nothing terrible. I mean, if you guys look back, just, the last few weeks, few months, we're really still sitting up here, from where we came. So everything's still fine. Everything's good. Like I keep telling you guys, just you want to prepare for both scenarios, right? If we're going to rocket off from here, or if we're going to see somewhat of a dip, you want to make sure you have some dry powder so you can take advantage of it, right? Craig said, usually like 18 months after the halving is the top or close to it. Yeah, 18 months. I don't know if I'd say 18 months. I would say probably, maybe if you're looking at a chart and you're looking and you can see the hard facts, me not looking at any of the charts or anything like that, like comparing the charts of where the happenings were and stuff like that, I from the gist I've gotten is it's usually 6 months. We start really taking off after the halving, which would probably put us towards the end of 2024. That's why everybody is really anticipating, even what I'm saying and what Craig's saying, they're anticipating that 2025 is when we're going to be in the middle of a full-blown bull market, right? I say 2024 is going to be a great year because we're going to be kind of getting ourselves into all that, right? We're going to be getting into that. So the markets are going to slowly be creeping up. We might have cool-offs in between and dips, but 2024, I feel like we're going to start slowly just creep up and probably break 50,000 at one point and stay above it, right? Even with in between these dips. So, like I keep saying, 2024, I'm still anticipating that we're going to have a solid year. That's when this chat will go from 20 to 30 people to 100 people. Yeah. Oh, I got you, Craig. Trust me. I'll always remember the OGs for sure. And honestly, 100 people. Remember when Milady, when we were going up to here, I just started doing lives. And at some of the lives, we were at like 100 and something people in the lives. So I feel like, imagine if Milady and we're all the way up here and the wallets, we finally get up, break like 50,000 wallets. You know what I'm saying? A lot more holders. This chat's gonna probably be like flying through. I'm gonna have to probably slow it down. And like I said, I'm keeping an eye out because we're gonna need mods and stuff like that in the chat. So make sure everything stays neutral in here, right? And everybody's kind to each other because we want to make sure we have a good community. But that's what it is, bro. We're not only building our portfolios, we're building the channel, right? We're building up this channel for Milady and all of our altcoins right now. While things are boring. Holders is up. We're up. Wow. 0.01% we're up. Now we jump back up towards 17,600 as far as wallets open. Crypto.com still holding that top spot. They are still holding that top spot. And you know what I'm noticing is this wallet the other day was down here. This wallet right here, this third wallet, which is owned by Crypto.com, was down. I wonder if they're either maybe some of the wallets right here either sold off a little bit, or Crypto.com has been steadily accumulating more. I need to write down how much they have so we can like every day compare, because right now we'll say they have about $15 million worth of Milady. Crypto.com is the number one exchange that's holding the top for Milady, so that's awesome. That is great. Now let's look at a couple other charts real quick. Remember, I told you guys we're not going to be here for too long, but I appreciate you guys joining this Sunday. Any good plans anybody has today? I'm going to be watching football today. We got the Bucks playing, so I gotta support my team. I'm gonna eat some good food. I got some good craft beer that I'm gonna be sipping on. So Solana sitting at around 92. You guys remember I've been doing some leverage trading on Solana, which, remember I told you guys, be careful out there. Be careful out there. But real quick, we'll go in Solana. So I'm zoomed in on the 1 minute chart, right? Because when I do leverage trading, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing real quick jump ins and jump outs, right? Getting those quick 20-30% moves because I'm doing 100% or 100x leverage. Risky. So be very careful. But I'm not throwing in much money, right? So I'll throw in real quick, so a little bit of money, and I'm doing these 100x leverages on for Solana. Like right now, honestly, it's hindsight 2020. I'm looking at it. I was like, I would have shorted right here, which I most likely would have, just because this is a higher breakout. If you look, higher breakout, but it keeps jumping up and it gets rejected. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing right now gets rejected. It got rejected at the 92.66, possibly comes back down towards this 92.40 mark, somewhere around here, which it looks like you're listening and it sounds like we're only talking about cents. But when you're doing 100x leverage, these are quick 20 or 30% gains or losses that you can easily make. So definitely been looking at that. And I would honestly move. So you can see when I move to the 5 minute, look where it bounced at. It bounced right here at the, this is the 50-day SMA. Wow, now look at it. Whew, glad I didn't short that. It just started spiking back up. We might see, so now, where's my stuff? I might actually check out to see if I might short Solana here. If Solana jumps up towards this blue line, which is going to be the, what is this blue line? Oh, that's the 100-day SMA. So if it jumps up to this 100-day, most likely, let me see here. Let's look at the 1 hour, 4 hour. Nope. 15 minute. Trying to see where it got rejected. I'm pulling out my phone so I can see if maybe I might get a short going here. I don't know. I might stay away from it for right now. Because you know what happens too is like I said, I'm going to be going to watch football. When you're leverage trading, you can't take your freaking eye off of the charts. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, I'll be with the family and friends and stuff like that, and I'm like glued. They think I'm on like TikTok or something, like any normal people. But us crypto traders, especially if you start getting into leverage, that's all you're looking at is freaking the charts. They're like, what are you looking at? And they're like, wait, what the hell is that? I'm like, yeah, it's crypto. It's crypto, and I'm doing leverage trading, so can't talk right now. Can't talk. Milady sitting at around 57. You guys want to look at any projects before we go? Let me know. Anything particular that you guys want to look at, even if it's DeFi, let me know. I'm ready to pull up the DeFi charts. Who else has been all freaking... Bro, I'm not addicted, but I'm like... We all love... It's like gambling, right? It's like gambling and jumping on this DeFi. It's like literally going into the casino and like gambling. So it's like fun. It's fun to do it. Let's see here. So Craig wants to look up something here. How do you pronounce that? Is that Parsik? Parsik? Sitting around that 13-cent mark, above its 200-day, as most projects are. Let's see here. So you can see, not going to call this a double top particularly, but maybe possibly. You can see it topped out at 18 and then right here at 17.50. Trying to look for a spot that I would say is going to be some solid support. kind of where it's at right now. I can see, I'm looking, not even looking right here, I'm looking right here. You can see it bounce multiple times. You can see, look at that, it's bounced multiple times. So if this thing holds right here, you might be going on another bounce. If it breaks this, support right here at around 12.8, right? If it breaks this, if it keeps testing this 12.8, it might break it, and then you might see some kind of a bounce down towards the downside. Looking, trying to see. Nothing really sticks out to me, but like I said, if it does break below this 12.8, maybe a solid spot to be looking to accumulate, right? Because you might see yourself dropping back down. You can see the local low was around 10.5 cents. I don't think it's going to drop all the way down to there, but you might see, let me see right here. I think I found a spot right here at this 1160. If it breaks this 12.8, you might see it somewhere, a bounce somewhere in between the 12.8 and the 11.6 mark. Wouldn't be a bad spot to accumulate right there if you want to put it on your charts. Wouldn't be a bad accumulation spot right there as far as for this project. But doesn't look bad as long as it's sitting above its 200-day right here. Still bullish. Most charts right now, this is how they look. They're kind of sitting not too far above their 200-day moving average. You know, they had some nice little moves a couple weeks ago, but everything's kind of just been sitting stagnant. And you can see for right now, this thing is sitting about 60% above its 200-day moving average. Yep, 60%. So still looking very bullish in my eyes. We'll have to see how this plays out. But like I said, if it breaks this 12.8, you're going to probably find some spot in between the 12.8 and the 11.7 or 11.6, 11.7, somewhere around there, where it's going to find some spot for some support, right? So Sean said, smash the like. Smash the like. We're doing not too bad. Not too many people here today. 20 people, 17 likes. Sunday, right? Everybody's at church or, you know, whatever the case they might be doing today. Let's look at some crypto news real quick. You guys remember yesterday what we were looking at? Oh, no. Let's look at this. Oh, I didn't mean to click into it, but look at this. Denver pastor claims $300,000 home renovation funded by the crypto scam was God's plan. You guys remember yesterday there was an article about a church that came up with a crypto coin, and they were having everybody like basically freaking buy in on the crypto coin. I wonder if they like did a rug pull or something. I wonder. But that's crazy. We're gonna see as we move in to crypto, we're gonna see a lot of these things happening, and it's funny, right? I'm not laughing at anyone's loss or anything like that, but it's comical, right? But we're gonna see a lot of these things happen, and it's honestly not good for the market, right? Because this is where people that FUD crypto, like Gary Gensler and stuff like that, can sit there and point and be like, see, look, crypto's a scam, or it's used for illegal activities, right? Without even sitting there, what you can, how many, like in the last year, how many scams have started with dollars, right? You know, but they'll point at this one stupid thing right here, and they're like, oh, you see, it's used for illegal activities. So when things like this happen, it's comical, but at the same time, not the best for crypto when you see them. So let's see here. So no South Korea Bitcoin ETF approval before elections, experts say. Crypto scam based on TV show The Boys, word sweeping Russia, warns central bank. This was this was the article yesterday. The SEC freezes assets of church for selling unregistered God-backed crypto token. Yeah. Pig. So this crypto news seems like, I don't know if they're like, maybe they're, I'm not gonna say they're spreading FUD, but my God, it's like everything that's negative about crypto they're pulling up. Pig butchering crypto scheme uncovered. Yeah. Hut 8 responds to short seller report accusing Bitcoin miners of malpractice. So if you were to read through all this right here, you would think that crypto is just going to hell, right? No pun intended, but you would think that crypto is just going down the drain, right? But that's not what we all think. There's always going to be bad players in crypto, right? There's always going to be bad players, but for the most part, we're all here to make money, right? We're all here to make money. There's always going to be people and bad actors that are going to take advantage of any situation, anything, whatever it is. You have people that scam people on Amazon, right? You go on Amazon, there's people that legit run businesses that are complete scams on Amazon that Amazon has to like shut down and stuff like that, right? You know, so I mean, it's just anything. People, there's always going to be bad actors in any kind of field, any kind of sector, whatever the case is, and they're always going to manipulate and try to capitalize off of, you know, whatever they're involved with as far as like trying to scam people from their money, right? So it is what it is. Let's look at, I'm interested to look at Dogecoin. You see how Doge is up? Doge is up 9% today. Before I look at Doge, I haven't looked at Doge in a while. I'm going to say it's sitting around 8 cents. Ooh, I hit my microphone. It's going to sit around 8 cents, I think. Look, 8.5 cents. I swear I have not looked at Dogecoin in the last like 6 months. So Dogecoin sitting at around 8.5 cents. Look at this beautiful M pattern that is formed. If this plays out, this little nice run that they have might be short-lived, right? Might be short-lived. Let's see here. I'm trying to see where maybe we could do a small fib retracement for Doge. This M pattern plays out, and it's most likely going to bounce towards this 0.5, or you can see this 618 right here. Look how much it was basically just hovering. It broke the 618, and that's when you saw a dramatic move, right? But I think if this M pattern plays out, it's probably going to retrace back towards around this 8 cent mark, like the 8 even. Right now it's at 8.6. It would probably retrace and bounce somewhere around that 8 cents. So, yeah. You know, with Doge, I always respect Doge because I was, you know, I look at myself as not one of the first investors or anything like that, or even an early investor, but I was able to get in on Doge back in 2020, early 2021, you know, when it was trading at around 2 or 3 cents. So, and I was able to build a solid foundation financially off of Doge. So, always respect Doge. Always respect Doge, right? I never forget where I come from, but, you know, moved on. Definitely moved on, and now that's why I'm always just, you know, we're always talking about Miladies, right? We're always talking about Milady because I see that potential in Milady. I see it, and I'm telling you, was there Doge? You know, we were one of, like, when I was in the community for like all the Facebook groups and stuff like that, I could just see it. It was like people were just like, Doge isn't doing anything. This is when Doge was around like 4 or 5 cents. It stayed around there for months and months. Nothing was going on, right? We'd jump up to like 6, 7 cents briefly and then drop right back down to 4 cents, right? And it would kill people. People were like, I'm selling out. I can't take it anymore, right? Selling out. And then out of nowhere, you know, you fast forward 6 months from the beginning of 2021 and we exploded, dude. We went up all the way up to 70 something cents for Doge, right? So I mean, it's gonna happen when you least expect it, right? It's gonna be, that's like I say, people are gonna get weeded out of their investments because they can't take it anymore. You know, their portfolios in the red, or we keep spiking up and then doing like us where it psychs you out. We spike up and then we go right back down, right? But eventually, that hype built up behind Doge and we flew off, and that's what I'm anticipating for Milady. Literally anticipating that for Milady. And the same kind of thing happened for Shiba too. So someone was saying, if Bitcoin breaks down, what important support does Milady have that is important to not break? You know, so you guys, you can see right here, because these were spots for resistance when we were on our way up. Now they're obviously going to be spots for support. But the most pivotal spot, I would say, for us to stay very bullish in Milady is going to be this 200-day moving average right here. This 200-day moving average. And you know what? I'm going to actually change the color because it's so friggin'... I wonder if I can make it like a darker blue. What do you guys think? I have the resistance lines at red. I have the channel lines at blue. This blue just doesn't pop out to me. Maybe white? Yeah, white looks a little bit better. All right. So you guys can see, yeah, this white looks a little better. So you guys can see the 200-day moving average. Don't get it confused with the simple moving averages. This is the actual 200-day moving average for the entire chart length of Milady, right? When we had this massive drop, this is when Bitcoin took a crap, like maybe 4 weeks ago. When this is right before the ETFs, there was a false article came out for Bitcoin saying that it was not approved. Bitcoin took a crap, right? And it took Milady down with it, right? And look where we completely bounced at, right at the 200-day. So what I'm saying is this 200-day is going to be a pivotal spot. Obviously, we have these other spots that are marked as they're going to be basically support at the 49 and right here at the 46. These are going to be spots that we've hit our head on, and they were resistance, so we flipped them into support support when we were on our way up. Same thing's going to probably happen as our way down, unless we see something black swan crazy event happen and we just see this giga drop, right? The 200-day, excuse me, the 200-day, or where you want to call it, is pretty much the 43 mark. Is the line in the sand for us to stay bullish for right now, right? For us to stay bullish right now, that's where we would want to see us hold the line, right there at the 43. If we break it, so be it. I'm just going to keep accumulating. Don't care. Doesn't change my narrative on long term. But as far as the charts, and really a lot of people trade off of it staying above the 200-day moving average. For us to really look bullish and continue to look bullish, we would need to bounce at this 200 like we did here. We bounce at this 200, and you can see we try to go for another run. Obviously, we keep getting held down because we're at the mercy of Bitcoin right now. But if we were to see a breakdown, like I said, 49, 46, and the line in the sand, the 200-day moving average, which is going to be basically that 42, 43 mark. That's the pivotal spot that we have to hold for us to stay bullish. Like I said, if we break it, perfect opportunity. Anything down here and obviously below, perfect spots to be just accumulating, right? Accumulation zone. But like I keep saying, if we want to keep making sure our charts look good and staying bullish, we need to hold that 200-day. That's the line in the sand right there. So that is the line in the sand for us. Now, if you go over and you look at Bitcoin, let me pull something. Let me pull the 4-hour chart up. So Bitcoin, you can see its 200-day is all the way down here at 33,000. Remember what we said at the beginning of the stream. We were talking about a scenario of, because you guys remember, we brought up the charts. Remember what happened before our last bull run? We dropped down 30% right before the bull run. So we were anticipating this is just a 15% drop, but that 200-day is about 20%, which could happen. Could happen, right? Like I said, could happen. So Bitcoin's 200-day moving average would be the same thing, would be a line in the sand, pretty much where we would want to hold. And it's funny, it comes up right up to the support line that I already have at around the 33.5. If we were to see a dramatic move towards the downside, that's what we would be praying to bounce at right there. And honestly, if we were to see that move, let's say, let me remove this, and let's say we saw this move, right? Let's say we're at where we're at. Oops. Let's say we're at where we're at, right? And Bitcoin makes a move towards the 200-day, and we hang around there for a little while, and then we bounce. That would be actually very bullish, because remember, before each bull run, that's what we see is a big dramatic drop, shakes out all those little baby investors that are emotional, that are investing money that they probably shouldn't be putting in, right? They're terrified. They get shook out. Boom, we take off. We take off. Sellers are overwhelmed. Buyers come in. And that's when we make our bounce, right? We make our bounce. And we can actually continue. Hold on here. So if something like this played out, we break the 50. Maybe we get up towards, I don't have any support levels up here. I'd have to map it out. But something like this probably would happen. Bounce again. You know, and this is how the charts look. This is how all the charts look. We'll look at it again. When we went into this bull run, this is how the charts look. See how I have that drawn? Look at this. As we were on our way up. Look at this. It's literally the same thing as what I'm drawing. You have these new highs, 30% drop. New highs, 30% drop. New highs, 15, 20% drop. All-time high, bam. That's when we started making our way down, right? That's when we started making our way down. So that's what we're anticipating on our way back up. Something like this. Obviously, it's not going to be exactly like this, but something like this probably will happen. So like I keep telling everybody, just make sure you guys have dry powder, you know, and you know, so you can kind of plan accordingly and take advantage of those dips. So Crypto Savage, Myro and Myra, we've been mapping those out. We've been mapping them out. I actually bought in on Myra particularly early and sold and made some. I ain't gonna say I made I made some money off of it, right? Nothing crazy, but Myro I never even jumped in on because I was just so late to the game. I should have had those charts saved up. So Myro's not looking terrible. I was telling people, and this thing shot up. I didn't even see it when it did that. I was telling people for Myro is definitely looks like it's going to continue to run, but it has been cooling off, and it's not just Myro particularly. It has been dipping off a little bit because of the whole DeFi market right now is kind of cooling off, right? So you had these projects that were just going crazy in the last few weeks, but a lot of projects now are starting to cool off, like because of the regular traditional markets, kind of stagnant right now. So DeFi usually is like a delayed effect. When we start pumping, DeFi will stay dormant. And then after, and I say pumping, like let's say Bitcoin starts doing really well, markets are moving up. DeFi after like a month will kind of react, and the money starts going into DeFi, right? And it's the inverse. The markets, the crypto starts going down, or it goes into like a limbo where it's like stagnant, like that we're in right now. DeFi's after a few weeks start drying up, right? And I don't mean like there's not going to be nothing going on in Solana DeFi, because Solana is like the hottest DeFi, right? But what I'm saying is you're having a lot of these projects now, they've made all-time highs. Now they're kind of cooling off. You can see Myro has been hugging around the 382, finding that support right here at the 19. I have a spot where I was looking to maybe jump in if it drops below or anywhere around that 17.5 mark. You can see it was pretty much where it made its this high right here before we made new highs right here at around the 17.5. So I've been kind of watching it, but with Myro, I'm probably just going to stay out of it, even if it drops down to here, because with DeFi, there's so much opportunity to buy in on other projects that are going to be the next Myro, right? And then Myra was doing great too. I bought in on Myra when it dropped, like the day it dropped. I was able to jump in on Myra. You can see, kind of looks the same as Myro. You can see I have a spot for some support that I think it might end up dropping down, and that's going to be that 0.8 of a cent right here. Made a local high at around 2 cents. I forgot where I sold. I bought in when Myro was like right here, and I forgot where I sold. I didn't catch this high though for sure, but same thing. I think these projects were on a nice run. I think they're in a cool off mode. The whole DeFi market right now is on a cool off mode. So yeah, Myra was on a tear for sure. My boy Savage is like I am right now, bro. It's like you get into this DeFi and you're like, just going crazy, right? You're just like, what's the new coin? Where's the new coin? You know, like just looking around everywhere. So let's hear any ideas on Bunk. Bunk, you know, I've been saying this for a while. You know, I think Bunk's gonna be a big player in the next bull run as far as for meme coins. But you know, Bunk had its run too, right? We saw Bunk run, right? Made this local high, this all-time high. Everybody was talking about Bunk, and since then it's been kind of cooling off, right? And I feel like the same thing's gonna happen from Myro as well. It's gonna, finds a good spot, that all-time high, and then you're gonna see a lot of people moving from there. It's not gonna go to zero or anything like that, but it's going to kind of just go through a cool-off period. Bunk, particularly, I feel like it had a lot more publicity than Myro. So I feel like when we get into a bull run, Bunk will probably revive itself and jump back up. You can see the line in the sand for Bunk, that 10 mark, right? You can see it's pretty much used it as support multiple times, and it looks like it's slowly creeping back down to it. So we'll have to see how that works, if it's going to hold. Bunk's market cap still relatively high, probably around 700 million, I would say. Yep, 737, 36. So at a time, this thing was up to like $1.5 billion. So it's literally, cooled off 50%. Now, let's see here. TJ was saying maybe your XRP will do something, Sean. X Payments just started their Twitter page. Nice. And Savage said, what do I think about, what is that, Tholina? I've heard of it. I don't think I've checked out anything on that. Let's see it though. Am I spelling this right? No. Bro, Craig, is Craig still in here? Oh man, I remember yesterday saying my back's still messed up, bro. 2 days I haven't gone to the gym. Today I was like literally about to be like, you know what? I don't care if I break my back. I'm going to the gym. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I haven't gone 2 days without the gym in a little while, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take advantage of it. I was gaming this morning and stuff, so it's like weird. I'm usually on the go all morning, and then we have the live stream and stuff like that. So real quick for Thol, how do you pronounce this? Let's see here. Thol. We'll just call it Thol. So with Thol, DeFi, right? I don't know what to say here. It really hasn't had a massive explosion. You can see maybe this small little double top right here, kind of a retracement. Liquidity, not too bad. It's locked up. You can see it says it's locked up 99% of it at 85,000 with a market cap of $1 million. So small market cap. If this thing can gain some traction, definitely you'll see this thing explode. But one thing I will say is, let's look at the website. Oh, that it's though good. Oh, is this supposed to be Mike Tyson? Oh, okay. I think it's hilarious. These people make it. So one thing I will say, is with Solana DeFi right now, bro, there's so much freaking competition. Every freaking 5 minutes, there's a new project coming out, right? Every 5 minutes, there's a new project coming out. So, can this, get some more traction and get back up? Who knows? But it's probably on the back burner because everybody right now is just looking for what's the new project that's coming out where they can make, in 20 minutes, 100% gains or whatever, not more. So, for this project, it is what it is. Like, it really hasn't had a massive explosion from what it looks like. But from what I'm saying is for right now with DeFi for Solana, everybody's looking for those fast gains. So you might see something like this just go stagnant because it's been out probably for a little while now, right? It's been out for 22 days. That's old. This is like a grandpa in the Solana DeFi right now. Everybody's looking for the new pairs, right? And how I look at it is I'll go on new pairs on the deck screener and I look to see, like, let's say what's the new pairs that are open that's popped up in the last 6 hours, and I usually will go and make sure what has the most liquidity. So like BunkFi, look at that, Myro with hat, something like that. I'm not saying buying in on any of these. I'm just saying these are what I'm looking for, stuff like this. So you want to get real risky, you can look at in the last hour what's been formed. You can see Myro with the hats, the newest one with $205,000 liquidity. So a lot of times I'd say 60% chance that's not a rug pull, but you know how these people are on DeFi. So you put $400 crypto. Let me ask you this: when did you put $400 in? What do you remember? What your price range was at? Yeah, Mock J up. I was looking at that project. It looks like it's one of the bigger projects that's kind of... So one thing I will say is if your project can kind of stay in that trending, like you see how we go into trending and Mock J's in there, if it can stay in the trending, you're usually going to have a lot. It's going to stay relevant right now. But if it's not in the trending, it's going to probably... It goes into that back burner and people really aren't really paying attention to it because they're looking at what's trending and they're looking at what just got paired. Right? What's the next big project that just got paired and they're trying to come in and buy? So he bought in like 3 days ago, up 3% today. We shall see. Definitely, bro. And don't be scared. I'm not telling you to sell or anything, but don't be scared to just move to a new project, right? If you're up a little bit right now, you can take your profits and just move to something else, right? And get into whatever's relevant. So, that's the pleasures of DeFi. There are small transaction fees and you can do it within a couple seconds and boom, you're in another project. So, yep, so you can see what's up. So Moki, there's a lot of talk about that PR. Any ideas? Never heard of it. Moki. Is it in Solana? Because you guys got me started on... so what is this? Which one is Moki? Bro, I look at anything that's not in Solana and I'm like, I just stay away. Solana has stole my heart for DeFi. And I say that I come from Chronos DeFi, right? Man, the last DeFi, I was like making so much money off of Chronos. But it's just, it's cutthroat, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not for the beginner trader whatsoever. So let's do a recap. Real quick, let's just recap what we've gone through, what we see. I'm going to go ahead and erase, for right now, I'm going to go ahead and erase this beautiful drawing that I have right here for Bitcoin. This beautiful drawing. I could sell this as art. Go ahead and remove that. So Bitcoin, sitting around 41.6. I think today's going to be just a stagnant day. Stagnant, boring. Volume is down like crazy. So nothing too crazy. Oh, real quick, just to update on Moki because I was waiting for your response. It says it's Binance's CEO's cat. You guys see all the DeFi, Drake's dog, like all these big actors like pet. They'll come up with a new meme coin for him. It's funny. Listen, if it's got hype, ride the wave, bro. Ride the wave and make that money and hop out, right? Because that's usually that's the big plan. Some of them will stay long term, like your Myros and your Bunks and stuff like that. But, with DeFi, especially DeFi, don't marry these projects. Jump in, make your money and jump out and keep it moving. That fast money, that's how people are really making money in DeFi, is just jumping in, get those gains, move it to something else. Same thing, over. If you take a loss, who cares? Keep it going, right? You'll get that money back. So, real quick, so as far as Bitcoin, I'm anticipating that we're going to have just a boring kind of a stagnant day today. As we get into this week, we're going to see some price action. Hopefully, we won't see any more sell pressure from Grayscale or any of these big institutions, and we can start finally, just making our way back up, right? That's what we need. The market has been kind of just, stagnant and boring in the last few weeks, it is what it is. Milady has been holding strong. She really has. I'm looking... If I'm going to, add to my bag, I'm looking at this channel right here, and I'm going to stretch it all the way over here because we're back into this channel. Like it or not, we're back into this channel. right here. So with that being said, if we break out of this channel, so anything under 55, I'm looking to just add to my bag. I'm looking to add to my bag. Those are going to be your discounts. Anything under 55. So if we see any kind of candles under the 55 mark, I'm going to be just dollar cost averaging in and continuing to add to my bag. And that's that. I'm going to let it be because this is going to be a long-term play, right? The markets for today, for alts, we're looking green, right? We're looking green. Nothing too explosive, nothing too crazy, but, you know, we're in a green day. Tomorrow we shall see how it goes as far as, like I said, back into that trading days. I'm looking for the weekdays because this institutional money is going to be trading during the weekdays. And now that they're really heavy in, especially with the ETFs, that's when we're going to see the big volume coming in or coming out on the weekdays. So we'll see how Monday plays out. Tomorrow's stream is going to be back to normal, back at around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys hit that notification. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe if you're not already so you can get those instant alerts. You know, so whenever we do go live or I post videos, you guys don't have to go searching for it. It'll just pop up on your screen and you can watch it live or you can watch it later on, all right? So, but other than that, guys, I'm going to leave it be. I'll be all over Solana DeFi today, right, while I'm watching the game. Probably going to stay away from that leverage trading for today because I don't want to sit there and, like, look at the charts all day. Like, just, you know, I have football watching today, so I hope you guys have a great Sunday. Take yourself off the charts for a little while. If you can, get outside, get some fresh air. Everything's fine. Everything's going to be good. We're going to get into this bull market eventually, and we're going to celebrate. So other than that, guys, I hope you guys have a safe day today. I will see you guys back here tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time, around 6 p.m. Thank you guys so much. See ya.